Now, do we have any audio? Yes, we do. We have the audio. Audio appears to be working. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I gotta close this door because we got the dryer running and we're getting all kinds of dryer noises in the backgrounding. I know that. For a fact, Jack. All right. Let me get situated here. But where are we at? There we go. There we go. Good enough. Good enough. People will be able to see the cards. Alright, everybody. How's it going? Boomslang here. Welcome to the channel. So it is Sunday afternoon. The Eagles are playing. It's 2 p.m. The Eagles are playing. They're losing to the Broncos like 10-3 or something like that. 10-6. I don't know. I don't watch football, so I can't really chime in on any of that. But let's see what's going on my channel. No. Hello. Alright, we'll try this again. We don't want that, whatever that is. What is going on here? Alright, there we go. Get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. Excuse me, coughing. Done. Alright. YouTube. And there we go. Alright, so we're going to go with, there we go. View my channel. And there we go. So we are live. We are live there. Alright, so I got, that's, the feed's up. It's good. I'm waving to the camera, but on my thingy there, I'm not. So let's kill the sound on that. There we go. Much better. Much better. We got the live chats going. So we are golden there, but just put that there for now. So if I'm looking at the card, I can see comments on my phone and also see what's going on. But anyway, guys, thanks for stopping by. We're Jeff Airtime messaged me today, said, hey, what's going on? You know, no video for like a recap or anything like that. I'm like, you know, I just been pretty busy the last 4 days or 5 days now. Dealing with my sister's trial for the guy who killed my sister. So he was finally sentenced, and it may not seem like justice may have been served in this case. My sister got a death penalty, and this guy he got 14 years to 40. 14 minimum, 40 maximum. Eligible for parole after 14 years. So if that were to happen, he'd be getting out of jail after 14 years. Younger than my sister was when she died. So that's the American justice system, I guess. Now we'll talk about the plea bargain a little bit. Now obviously I wasn't privy to everything that went on behind the closed doors and all that stuff for the plea bargain. I didn't sit in the room when the lawyers were hashing it out. But I believe the original plea bargain was going to be a minimum of 7 years. 7 for a human life. But because of, I believe, because of some of the impact statements that my family, myself, and family members wrote and read out loud to the court, and some of the suspect's statement to the court, that he kind of hurt himself because he tried to make himself look like a better guy than he was. Tried to make himself look like he was trying to do all the right things prior to this. He didn't follow through on anything. First off, he tried to blame his actions on alcohol. Well, I was drunk. I was a mean drunk, or whatever his terminology was. Someone on our side, my sister's side, said he was a nasty drunk, not just a mean drunk, a nasty drunk. And what was hurting my sister's case, two things. Two key witnesses were not going to testify against him for whatever their reasons were. I can tell you one. The dude, my sister's boyfriend at the time, just went into hiding. He just hid. He did. Well, everyone knew where he was, but no one, I think, on the legal side really pursued him. I don't know. The guy's hiding in his mom's house. He's a bum. He doesn't have a job, so he doesn't have to go to work every day, and he can sit there and suck on mommy's teat all day for food, I guess, nourishment. I don't know. But his mommy was hiding him from everybody, law enforcement and or everybody. Number two, my niece, my sister's daughter, was being manipulated her whole life by this guy, and he was from jail, and this is my firm belief. He was still manipulating her through phone calls from jail, and from the one time she went to visit him this past August, some manipulation went on. And how do I know this? I know this because there was two letters that I know of that were written that I personally read. One of them stated that he was blaming God for what happened. Why does God allow this to happen? Why did God allow this to happen to me? And matter of fact, that's kind of what he said in court too, when addressing the court. Alcohol, and he couldn't understand how God would allow things like this to happen to people like him. How now he's going to be deprived of being able to see his children grow up. Anyway, my wife is watching, and she says, "Where is everyone?" Well, people come when they come. You can't force people to show up and watch your stuff. But anyway, so I want to talk about this first while we wait for people to populate the chat anyway. So my niece did give everyone gave statements to the police at the scene, but I think they realized, the prosecution, the DA's office realized that these witnesses were not going to be testifying against him. So it went from a simple murder, and they're still hashing out, first degree, kind of, first degree is almost premeditated. So it's very hard to prove premeditation unless it's obvious. And this wasn't an obvious premeditation. Well, I think everyone involved knows that. But I was thinking the second degree murder charge, which is a little bit different from a third. It dropped to a third degree. Third degree murder by, according to Pennsylvania law, that carries a zero minimum time to a maximum of 40 years. And they didn't even talk about any of the other 5 charges that were misdemeanors, whether they must have been all thrown out or what, I don't know. Was not even addressed. So part of the plea bargain was, hey, he's pleading guilty to this, and that's it. We want all the other charges dropped, which is probably what they went with. So my niece hurt our case a little bit, and matter of fact, because of my niece, the whole thing was delayed another month because she fled the state of Pennsylvania altogether. So he got what he got, but when we sat there in the courtroom, he got to speak first, and one of my older brothers was so upset, so still fuming mad from this, that he had to get up and leave as soon as the suspect started speaking. Not a suspect, he's convicted now. So the perpetrator started speaking. He left, and I thought he just left the courtroom, and I thought he was coming back. But after a little while, he didn't come back. I went out. I left the courtroom to go look for him, and I was told he left the entire building, gone. Never stayed for the proceedings, which is fine because I didn't want him going berserk anyway and doing anything silly, and he'd get himself locked up for a little bit. But I'm glad for everyone who did speak up on my sister's behalf. There was probably 7 people, and on his side, there was he had 2 people stand up and talk about how great a guy he was, how wonderful of a human being he was. Never did they mention anything about, yeah, well, you did break the law, you did kill a human being, but you were drunk. No, they didn't even say that. They just talked about how great a man he was, how great a guy he was, and he would never do anything like this. Never say never. That's one thing that I was told and learned. Never say never, because it can happen to anyone at any time. So even my mom, she's going to be 87 years old in a couple days. In 3 days, she's going to be 87 years old. Spoke to him and gave her feelings on it. It's the real first time that my mom had a chance to really unwind, and get stuff off her chest about it. And then she, basically after that, I know when we got home, she just went right to bed. She was just totally exhausted. So I'm happy for my mom. I'm happy for my sister's friends and family and stuff like that got some sense of closure out of this. It's not 100% closure because, like I said, if he gets out after 14, he's still going to be younger than my sister when she died, which doesn't seem right. My niece posted some shit on her Facebook page, how she hates life and how she thinks that the one thing that's missing in this world is forgiveness and all that good stuff. Well, what I would like to say to her is, God forbid someone broke into your house and killed one of your children. Would you still have forgiveness in your soul? Just saying. And I told her, she's brainwashed. And God forbid nothing like that happens, because I don't wish that on anybody. After being through it myself, it's not a fun feeling. It's not a happy time. It's times out of your life that are gone. It's future family preparations and events that are gone, that you're never going to experience again. You're never going to hear that person's voice again. You know, they're gone. They're gone. All you have is your memories, and that's it. That's all you have left now. So I'm just putting it out there, that, you know, supposedly justice was served. I'm reserving judgment on that, because I told the judge what I thought, that he should never walk the streets again as a free man, but that's not the way it's going to happen, I guess. Okay, watching football too, yeah? You watching them Eagles lose there, Jeff? Anyway, so that's that. That's the recap from my sister's killer's sentencing. 14 to 40 years. My niece was upset that she, thank God they muted her. She was doing a tele thing. She's in another state, almost halfway across the country. So the judge asked her about if she had anything to say, and you know, we postponed this a whole month for her to say something, and then she says, "Well, you got my letter, right?" And the judge is like, "Yep, I got it, and I read it." And she's just like, "Well, I stand by that." And the judge is like, "You've got nothing else to add? Because we delayed this a month, you know." And she's like, "No." And so the judge is like, "Okay, I'm going to mute you now, and we're going to proceed." Boom, muted her. And I could see her lips flapping as people were talking and saying stuff. And then she started blaming everyone else for being mean to him and all this stuff. Being mean to a killer. So she's out of the will. You know, she's off the Christmas list. She's nothing to me now. Thanks, Jeff. So let's now that's been addressed and put to bed now, sort of. Still, you know, you still got to deal with it every day of your life for the rest of your life. And she's worried about her dealing with her baby's daddy is not going to be around. Well, you know, you reap what you sow, you know. But anyway, let's get back to cards, alright? Now, we started this show with cards, so let's get into cards. By the way, I got a shirt. It's just blank on the front. This is one of the shirts I was making for my sister's trial. But like a dummy, I had it on the thing upside down, so it printed everything upside down. So I was working on days before trying to get. I got a black box to go over the outside, and I was going to put white letters inside the black box that said "Justice for Diane," but could never get my program to work to the point where it would allow me to do that. So anyway, that's where we are. Now, like a dummy, I already had some printed out. I could have just put it over top. Well, no, they're black letters. I needed the white letters. Alright, So let's talk about baseball cards. I picked up stuff that I needed for my sets and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't think they're down here. They might be upstairs, the binders. But basically, 1980 Topps. I had a bunch in there. The team checklists that were marked up on the back, and I bought some. And one of the ones that I bought was a Red Sox team photo. And the reason I was buying them and replacing them is because the ones I had in my binder were marked off on the back. So I bought this one here. The guy had a nice picture. Card looked really nice, front and back. Nice card, right? This is his original thing still. But when I get the card, it's marked up on the back. Right? It's marked up on the back. I'm like, son of a bitch. So I can't. I'm upset. So I sent a message, contacted the seller. Very hard to get a hold of him, first off, for some reason. But I did get a hold of him. I figured it all out. Got a hold of him. Sent him a message. And it took like 10 minutes before he got back to me. But that was pretty quick because they have like 2 days to get back to you. So he got back to me pretty quick. But I had already started the process of putting in a claim. And I halted that process because he promised to send me a new card. Well, I haven't gotten a new card yet, and it's been, 3 or 4 days now. So this happened, last week. So it's been, hopefully it'll show up any day, right? It's coming in PWE. So I don't think he supplied any tracking with it. So that's that. So I bought that for a couple bucks, and he said he'd replace it. I said, thank you. I'll send this back to you if you want me to send it back. I don't care. I have your address. He's like, nah, I don't send it back. And then he said, I asked him, like, it didn't match the photo that you had in there. And he goes, well, that was a quantity listing. A quantity listing. I'm like, what the is a quantity listing? I don't understand. Like, yeah, you got bulk lots and stuff like that. Put it up as a bulk lotter. I don't know. But show every card that you're selling. I see guys listing and they show every card front and back, or if they don't show the backs, I don't I don't buy it from them. I want to see front and back. I want to see everything that I'm getting. And so basically he just listed like, oh, I got like 10 of these. So here's a picture of a really good one. That's my best one. And I'll post that up there. And when people buy it, I'm just going to snatch one out of the pile and send it to them. Well, that's not how it works, my friend. Not how it works. So I addressed that with him. He said he's going to send me another one. Another one I got was this Cleveland Indians. Cleveland Indians, again, mine was marked on the back. Different seller. And not marked up. So that's a keeper. Another one I picked up is the Cincinnati Reds. Not marked on the back. It's a keeper. Detroit Tigers. Like literally this, my 80 top set just needed the team photos. Not marked up. It's a keeper. And then I got the Pirates team check. I still need more, but I'm just gonna wait for prices to be a little bit better on some. I'll just keep looking around. And that's a keeper. And then I got this one in the mail for my 72 set. This is a variation. Alright, so this is the Joe Niekro, Phil's brother. And on the back, if you look like under the height and weight and all that good stuff on his bio, it says 6'1". Well, on some of the cards it's got a line between the 6 and the 1. It's just got a line between them. So this is a variation. This is a variation without the line, and I didn't have that. I have a couple of the line with the line in it, so I needed that one. Added that to my collection. And I don't know if I showed all these or not in the past, but I picked this one up for my binder. I know I have a couple somewhere. They're just buried in boxes, but for, I don't know, like under 20 bucks I think I got this one for. It's an old school screw down. So I picked that up. That'll go in my 82 tops binder. One that I have the whole set. I just don't know where this one card is because I bought this update set from the 82 tops update, and I needed this. I put that tape on the back of there. I needed the Mike Ivy card number 45 to complete that. That'll complete the 82 set. I needed the Ivy, and I needed to get a copy of this, which is pretty good. And that should finish out the 82 top set. Again, I don't know if I showed this one before, but I picked up the Brooks Robinson from the 68 top set. That's not the price I paid on it. Not 33 bucks, that's for sure. I got it for more like 8 bucks. And the Thurman Munson in action for the 72 set. I still need like a Johnny Bench in action, and again, I know I have them somewhere, but to dig them out and find them is, it's gonna be a little bit of a chore. And the last thing I picked up was over the weekend, Saturday, I believe it was, Saturday morning. The wife and I, was it Saturday? I guess it was Saturday. The wife and I, no, it wasn't Saturday, take it back, it was during the week. It was in the middle of the week, because we were still up at my mom's and my in-laws' house waiting for this sentencing thing to go down. And I said, there was a card shop right there in my wife's hometown of Penargil. I said, well, I'll go over there and check it out. And the guy didn't have hardly any cards. He did have some, hardly any baseball. He had basketball and stuff like that, but he was mostly a comic book store. So I looked up another one. There was one down at the Palmer Park Mall, card shop down there. So I went down there. My wife and I said, let's go, babe, let's go for a ride. We went for a ride and picked this one up. It's an SGC 8. It's the 89 score update or traded set, Ken Griffey Jr. And so I got that for 20 bucks. And that's it. That's all the pickups I've got for the last like 2 weeks, actually. So any questions, comments, bitches, gripes, moans, complaints, or whatever. I do have a stack of cards though that I need to see if I have holes for them in my binder or not. Now my binders go all the way back to 58, so I gotta see if I have the 71 Willie in my binder. I probably do. 69 RBI leaders. I gotta see if, these are cards I gotta check. This one's not going in. That's got a crease on it. It's got some wear on the front. That's a better version. So I gotta just see if I need any of these actually in my binder itself. And if I do, then they'll go in the binders. But I've got some 65s, checklists that will not go. I will replace that one with a good one, unmarked one. You guys know how I roll now. I don't do ink, but I do have like a stack of cards here that I've been sitting on that I've got to check and see if they need to go in the binders. These are 64 tops. There's Bobby Shantz, oldest living MVP. He's 90 something years old. That dude's cruising along through life. There's some 59s. I gotta verify if I need them. That one's all boogered up. It's written on, it's got ink on it. 28 on the bottom. Someone put an X on the shoulder or something, a Y. Frank Torrey, that's Joe Torrey's brother, Frank. This one's got a big crease up there. So neither one of those will go into the binder. But, and these got, some of these got holes in. And a huge crease down Whitey's face. So, some kid decided to punch holes in his cards. Don't know why. But I've got a little bit of work ahead of me, but I'm in no great hurry to get stuff done. Yeah, I got a small stack here I gotta go through. That's all. It's all good. I'll get her done. Not this weekend, next weekend. There's no big rush because this is my final year of working. I will be retired and I will be 100% doing honeydew stuff and card stuff. And still putzing around with some merchandise for me to wear on the channel and stuff like that. Coming up with shirts and all that good stuff. I was going through a box that I have here in the shed. And I'd seen this before, but I didn't really see it because I'm not a Dolphins fan. But it says Dolphins Family Day at Joe Robbie Stadium, right? It's got a picture of Montana on the front, and I'm like, ooh. Well, my two brother-in-laws are Dolphins fans, right? So I know who's gonna get this. Joe Robbie Stadium, Sunday, July 25th, 1992. The Miami Herald is the sponsor. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And there's a bunch of autographs on the back. Richmond Webb. I don't know who all these are. Who Patrick Swopes is or something like that. I don't know who this is. Somebody, J.B. Brown. Scooter Mc whatever. I'm not, whoever that guy is. I don't know. They got their numbers, so you can figure them out by their numbers, I guess. And then there was this one. Same year, 92. And it was sponsored by this guy, Alan Wilhelm. Can't see him there. Alan Wilhelm helped sponsor this one. And there's some signatures here. Some guy named Jay Pruitt, number 87. Here's Brian Cox. Right. Fred Banks. And there you got AW. What the? That's whatever. That's a shitty Alan A.L. Willem. That's a terrible signature. But anyway. So I'll give those to my brother-in-law. They'll enjoy that, being diehard Miami Dolphins fans. And that's about it, guys. That's my recap for the last 2 weeks. Basically. I haven't been buying a whole bunch. I've been just focusing on what was going on in front of me. And now that that's done, I can focus on going into retirement at the end of the year. And then we'll go from there. So guys, thanks everyone for tuning in and watching and listening to me rant. Appreciate it. And hopefully this guy will send me my Red Sox team card in the mail soon, so I don't have to give him a bad review or anything like that. I told him I would wait. I'm not gonna bash him. give him, benefit of the doubt. He said he'd make it good. Give him a chance to make it good. Peace, everyone. We'll see you guys in the next one. It's Boom Frank signing out. See you guys around the channels. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Enjoy your football if you're watching them. Yankees lost again. They're down 2-0 to the Dodgers. Going into New York, though. I smell a 3-game sweep coming for the Yankees at home. Let's hope. Fingers crossed. Let's not get in too big of a hole. And go Yanks. Later, guys. Hey, Jeff, you still there? If you are, when is the Township show? It's in November, right? You can text me with the answer. Alright, guys. Later.